How's it going, guys? Hope you all are doing great. This is a vlog coming to you live. Now, welcome back on another live stream. Now, today we will be diving in on another topic on Dragon Ball. Now, it is currently 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday evening, and I just got back from the gym. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed because I'm a little sweaty, but I'm slowly drying off. I just got back from the gym and I decided to do this live stream. Today I worked on chest, back, and finished up with core abdominal workout. Like I've always said, I walk it like I talk it. And it is imperative for me to advise each and every one of you guys to take your fitness lifestyle seriously. If you're eating well, if you have a good diet, good for you. But I believe that adding fitness workout or exercise in your daily routine or your weekly routine will definitely help you out. I know some of you guys don't have the time to put in the work, but I think you will have the time to take a walk at least 3 times a week. All right, making time. Take a walk for 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. It does wonders because I do understand some of you guys or some people don't like lifting weights due to the tear, the muscle tear, and all these things. And you're not the kind of guy that or the kind of lady that likes to work out. I will advise to go for a walk. It helps, it does wonders, especially when you go in the park or a trail. Of course, do it during the day due to the fact that when you go in a trail at night, it might be dangerous. So do it during the day, go in a trail, go for a walk, enjoy the nature. The weather is nice right now, and I hope that you guys are taking full advantage of it because I'm making every moment count because I live in North America. I live in Canada, Ontario, Canada to be specific. And during this time, this is our summertime, and I know summer does not last very long. So I'm trying and I'm doing my best to make every moment count because it doesn't last very long. So with that being said, over time, ladies and gentlemen, Vegeta, we've known Vegeta to be a second character, a second powerhouse in the Dragon Ball main character situation. And Vegeta has lost quite a few battles over time, but today we will be diving in deep in the history of Vegeta's biggest win. All right, we'll be going through it. I will be going through the moments that Vegeta got a big win, whether little or small, right? The Prince of All Saiyans. Let's get into it. And while this is ongoing, I will do a little poll here. And I'll be doing some discussions as well, breaking down my thoughts on each and every point where Vegeta has gotten the big win, or biggest win, if I would say. Now, I normally go through this, or I'm very much in tune with this website, this article that I normally go through to research certain stuff. And most of the time, they do have accurate information on the subject that I want to talk about, the subject that I want to address. So I do commend them for, I think I should maybe make this screen bigger, make it fit the whole thing. Transform. So this article right here ranking Vegeta's biggest win by Evan Valentine. August 9, 2025. This article was posted at 3:50 p.m. So the first paragraph, it has become a running joke in the Dragon Ball franchise that the Prince of the Saiyans will enter into a fight destined to lose. Vegeta hasn't just had a difficult time keeping up with Goku's pace. The former villain turned Z fighter has been struggling to score wins when facing more powerful opponents across the Shonen franchise. Surprisingly, Vegeta might have won more fights than you expect, and we are here to rank the best wins that the Saiyan Prince has needed during his anime career. Now, as you all know, most of the time when a villain pops up, Vegeta goes toe to toe with the villain, he gets bitched down, he loses a fight, and then Goku comes in and saves the day. That has always been the case in the Dragon Ball franchise. Of course, once in a while, Vegeta will get a shine of his own, being the first to face a villain and actually win, and we will be making that clear. At the same time, this article also contains Vegeta's biggest win, and we'll be going through it. So number 10, the first one on the list is Nappa. This happened in the Saiyan saga. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, remembers this scene right here. That is Nappa, the second in command of the Saiyan army. Nappa is a well-commended warrior in his race. I believe Nappa was assigned, he used to work under, I believe, I would say King Vegeta to some point, but I believe when Frieza adopted Vegeta, when Frieza took Vegeta from his father, the king of the Saiyans, he also took Nappa, because I remember when Vegeta was training, when he was small, Nappa was his bodyguard. And I believe even before Frieza took Vegeta from his father, Nappa has always been assigned to Vegeta as some sort of a bodyguard, right? And Nappa, based on his rep, he was quite a commendable and a formidable warrior. His rank is pretty much up there, even though that he was, I believe, a kind of a bodyguard to Vegeta. So during the Saiyan saga, as we all know, Nappa has always been a hothead, right? He has always been a hot-headed bastard. When the Saiyan came to planet Earth, and Nappa showcased his ability and everything, they wiped out the area where they were. Vegeta gave him an assignment, but told him not to make too much noise. Nappa went and destroyed another area without Vegeta's consent. And throughout Nappa's battle with Goku, Nappa is a hothead. Whenever he gets angry, Nappa doesn't really think straight. I remember when Goku came back and fought Nappa, Goku make a joke out of Nappa. I wouldn't say that Nappa was useless, but he was kind of useless simply because he doesn't listen to instructions. Vegeta always had to correct him. Vegeta always had to tell him what to do. Nappa doesn't really think straight when he fights due to his anger. His anger and his pride blinds him to see the real truth, the real fact of his situation. Now, I would say over time, most villains in Dragon Ball has always been that way. I remember during the Ginyu Force, when Jace and the other guy faced Goku, which will probably be among this list. They were blinded by their pride because they were unable to see that Goku surpassed them. They are no match to Goku, but due to their pride and their ignorance, they lost to Goku. So this moment right here was when Vegeta was fed up with Nappa due to the fact that Vegeta told Nappa to stop fighting Goku because Goku was literally making a mockery of Nappa. Goku was literally Goku was literally taking Nappa to school. And at that point, Vegeta could see that Nappa is not going to win this one. He's not going to win this fight. It's time for him to step in. And Vegeta instructed Nappa to calm down and set this one aside, that it is time for him to engage Goku. Nappa kind of resisted a little bit, and Vegeta kind of threatened him to calm down. He agreed, but not totally. He decided to go after Gohan and Krillin because he wanted to have some fun while Vegeta takes on Goku. Now, this was not the instruction Vegeta gave Nappa. Vegeta told him, it's time for me to get into this battle. I need your balded ass to come down here and sit aside and wait. Nappa refused, went after Gohan and Krillin, and Goku had no choice but to use Kaioken to drop Nappa. Goku hit Nappa so hard that Nappa was paralyzed. He was paralyzed. He couldn't fight anymore. And in that point, in that moment, Vegeta saw that Nappa is now useless to him. Even though, if only that Goku gave Nappa sensu beans, I'm sure Nappa would have gotten up from that. But, at that time, Goku would not trust anybody, and he wouldn't trust the Saiyans right now. So Vegeta had no choice but to do away with Nappa. Vegeta threw him up in the air or launched him up in the air, and this guy is screaming, "Ah!" And then Vegeta channeled and charged up a blast and destroyed Nappa on the spot. Now, this moment was such an epic moment simply because nobody expected this to happen. Nobody foresaw Vegeta killing Nappa, a Saiyan, and knowing the fact that the Saiyans are nothing but handful at this point. Goku, Vegeta, and Nappa are the only Saiyans alive, of course, during that time. Of course, now there's Broly, but at the time, we did not know anything about Broly at the time. We just knew that the same planet Vegeta, has been blown up. Raditz has been killed. The only Saiyans left at this point is Vegeta, Nappa, Goku, and of course Gohan, who is a half-breed. Now, Vegeta destroying Nappa, it was like, yo, did you just kill your own fellow man? So I would say this is the biggest win for Vegeta simply because Nappa at that point is typically literally useless to Vegeta, and he doesn't listen to instructions. And Vegeta could not use him anymore. And in a way, he was a hindrance to Vegeta because he kept messing up. Right? So this would definitely make it to number 10 as one of Vegeta's biggest win. The article below this photo is, you cannot even really qualify the confrontation between Vegeta and Nappa during the Saiyan saga as a fight, but you sure can qualify it as a victory for the Saiyan Prince. Once Nappa finds himself losing his fight against Kakarot during their one-on-one battle, Vegeta finds that his bald partner's usefulness has come to an end. Not even feeling the need to let loose with a Gallet gun, Vegeta simply flexes and unleashes an energy wave that atomizes his fellow Saiyan. Hilariously, Nappa would return during the event of Dragon Ball GT Super 17 Saga and would die by Vegeta's hands once again. I actually forgot about that Nappa did make a return, right? Nappa did make a return. So, number 2. Or let me say number 9. Number 9 will be Frieza's Force on Namek. Frieza Saga, or let me say Namek Saga. Now, one of the things that made this point of the second. Now, this moment was a big win for Vegeta, of course, simply because during this time, it is totally obvious that Ginyu Force are just so damn powerful. Vegeta couldn't handle them. Vegeta just could not hack it with these guys. Even though Vegeta has been fighting, he got a Zenkai boost when he fought Goku, and upon his arrival on Namek, he realizes that he has too many enemies. There's Frieza, there is Frieza Force, or let me say the Ginyu Force, and then there is Zarbon, Dodoria as well. So he got a lot stacked up on his ass. So Vegeta's biggest win was when he got rid of, I believe it was Raccoon and was the other guy? Not Pew Pew, Raccoon and I forgot the name of the other one. I forgot the name, but he got a win simply because the Ginyu Force, Vegeta realizes that in order to get his hands on the Dragon Balls, he must, and I mean must, get rid of the Ginyu Force, right? Ginyu Force was number 1 on his list, and on top of that, he needs to get rid of Dodoria and Zarbon, right? So this might be a bit of a cheat, but seeing Vegeta tear his way through scores of Frieza's force should count as one giant campaign for the Prince of All Saiyans. Defeating the likes of Sui, Dodoria, and Zarbon, Vegeta makes up for his loss on Earth by taking down many of his comrades who had been despairing him behind his back, beginning his reign of terror amongst the Frieza Force. He lost his initial fight against Zarbon, but would go on to tear through him in the same vein as Dodoria and Sui. This campaign made for a cathartic tirade for Vegeta, if nothing less. Number 8, Second Form Cell Saga. Now, this was a win for Vegeta. Of course, the downside of this part in Dragon Ball Z was the fact that after this moment, Vegeta, with his sane pride, allowed Cell to go into his final stage. But before that time, Vegeta trained in the hyperbolic time chamber, right? He trained with his son, future Trunks. And upon his arrival out of the hyperbolic time chamber, Vegeta was so powerful that he told Goku, why do you even have to go into this hyperbolic time chamber? You should just set this one aside and let the real warrior handle the situation. Now, Vegeta was cocky. He was cocky to the roof, right? And he wasted no time. After his training, he went after Cell right away. Upon his arrival, Cell was about to blow up the island where Android 16 and Android 18 were hiding. If it wasn't for Vegeta, Cell would have lost his chance to completion. But before he was about to blow up that island, Vegeta approaches him. Both of them stared each other down, of course, and Cell, as cocky as ever because he has Vegeta DNA inside him, He laughed, he mocked Vegeta, and you guys know the rest, right? Vegeta he ascended into Super Saiyan. I would say it's Super Saiyan Ascended. It's not really Super Saiyan 2, but it was another upper level of Super Saiyan. When Cell saw this, he was shocked that Vegeta was able to level up this much. Even Android 18, who whooped Vegeta's ass, broke Vegeta's arm at one point, could not believe her eyes that Vegeta has leveled up to this point. In this moment, this was a good win for Vegeta because just like he always goes, a new threat comes out. Vegeta goes to battle the new threat, loses, and Goku happens to defeat that new threat. This wasn't the case. As well, during Dynamic Saga, Goku never met Zarbon nor Dodoria. Goku only met Ginyu Force. So the fact that Vegeta fought Zarbon and Dodoria and killed them was a very significant situation, simply because if you guys remember, that was a time Vegeta, Raditz, and Nappa went on a mission, and upon their arrival they reported to Frieza, or let me say they reported back to Frieza, and Frieza wasn't pleased on their success, even though they were successful in conquering that planet. But I guess it took too long. Frieza make a mockery of them a little bit, and Zarbon and Dodoria was making a mockery out of the Saiyans. And Zarbon said something. First of all, Nappa was upset that Frieza wasn't pleased after they had worked so hard to conquer the planet. Nappa, with his hot head, tried to rush Frieza, Zarbon, and Dodoria, and Vegeta called him back and said, "Nappa, stop!" And Nappa stopped. And while Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz were walking away from Frieza because they've made their report, they're about to exit, and Zarbon said something that Vegeta never forgot. Zarbon said, "What do you expect from a monkey?" When he said that, if you all remember, Vegeta stopped a little bit, and you can tell he was furious. He was furious, but Vegeta, knowing fully well, because Vegeta is a very street smart fighter. He understood his situation and knows that ain't no way, and I mean no way, he can take on Zarbon at this point. Vegeta understood that his power level is no match against Zarbon at that particular time. So when Vegeta, Raditz, and Nappa walked away and exited Frieza's chamber, that was when Nappa told Vegeta that it was Frieza that blew up planet Vegeta. Of course, Vegeta replied back and told Nappa, that he already knew that it was Frieza. And he said, though Vegeta didn't really show his emotion and his thoughts in that moment, he only said that power is everything. Without power, you're useless. As much as we're progressing, as much as we continue to progress and get stronger and get powerful, that is only thing that matters in the universe. So, yeah, Goku never got the chance to face Zarbon nor Dodoria. He only fought the Ginyu Force. So this moment was it was a nice moment because you could see that Vegeta has come a long way. You know, let's not forget that Vegeta was stronger than Goku when he obtained his Super Saiyan 4. The first Super Saiyan transformation. Because Vegeta trained, I believe, in 500 times gravity, either 400 times gravity or 500, and Goku only trained in 100 times gravity. So Vegeta, knowing the fact that he has come so far and to ascend into this level, it was such a monumental time and a monumental moment. Vegeta was just badass. But His sane pride got the best of him because he allowed Cell to complete his form. If there was ever a bigger example of fumbling the big bag, or the bag, than Vegeta's fight against semi-perfect Cell in Dragon Ball Z, we would love to hear it. The Saiyan Prince claimed victory in record time against the creation of Dr. Gero. But through his victory, anyway, when he learned that Cell was one step away from perfection, with Cell tearing his way through the androids Piccolo and Ten Shunshin. Vegeta, is that Tien that they're trying to put there? Ten Shinhan. Vegeta had the perfect chance to become the savior of the Earth, even beating Son Goku to the punch. Like many other times in Vegeta's life, his victory was undone thanks to his pride as he allowed the biological terror to attain his ultimate form. Number 7. Frost. Universe 6 Saga. Now, you guys remember this vividly. This happened during the Dragon Ball Super, the preliminary, I can't pronounce this now, preliminary tournament between Universe 7 and Universe 6. This was Vegeta versus Frost. This was a good win for Vegeta because Vegeta has been waiting. As soon as Vegeta saw Frost, everybody could tell that this guy has Frieza written all over him. And of course, when Frost was pretending to be a good guy, while deep down he is as evil, as ruthless as Frieza, when it was time for Vegeta to face Frost, Vegeta did not held back, because remember, Frieza was the one that killed Vegeta, and Vegeta has been waiting to get his hands on Frieza. And I believe at this point, the revival of F haven't happened yet, or maybe it has. Okay, it has. The revival of F has happened at this point, if I'm not mistaken. And Vegeta still wants to whoop Frost's ass, right? Frieza's ass. And knowing that Frieza and Vegeta has a bad history. Now, the only best thing Vegeta could do is take it out on Frost. And let's not forget, Vegeta saw what Frost did to Piccolo. Was it Piccolo or Goku? Yeah, it was Piccolo. Frost cheated. And then Frost ratted himself out on his ambition. So he was literally Frieza incarnate. I don't think there's any difference. And you can tell every time Vegeta looks at Frost, he could literally see none other than Frieza. And Vegeta, seeing what he did to Piccolo, Vegeta whooped Frost's ass like there is no tomorrow. Vegeta really whooped his behind, right? And I loved it. So the Universe 6 saga might get lost in the Dragon Ball Super Shuffle thanks to the arc like the Goku Black arc and the Tournament of Power, but this storyline was quite big when it hit the sequel series. While the arc did introduce the likes of Kaba and Hit, the arrival of Frost turned quite a few heads, presenting a being who was, seemingly, a heroic version of Frieza. Of course, this turned out not to be true as he used an ace up his sleeve to defeat Piccolo. In a fairly decisive victory, Vegeta knocks Frost out of the ring and, in a way, claims the victory against Frieza that he was never able to during the Frieza saga. You see what I mean? So Vegeta literally took his frustration, his strife, on Frost. Number 6, Tamagami number 2. Now, this was Dragon Ball Daima. This is pretty much what I said yesterday on the previous live stream yesterday that I did. This moment was a great moment because every fan has always wondered, why didn't Vegeta obtain Super Saiyan 3? Right? Why didn't he get to Super Saiyan 3? It would be nice to see Vegeta obtain Super Saiyan 3. And my guess and my perspective was Vegeta obtained Super Saiyan 3 after his encounter with Beerus. After Beerus slapped Bulma and Vegeta was so enraged, he was so mad at Beerus that he surpassed Goku's Super Saiyan 3 in that moment. And Vegeta was the first to hit or to lay his hands on Beerus. Goku couldn't touch Beerus even in his Super Saiyan form because Goku fought Beerus first before Vegeta. Vegeta went at Beerus with everything he got and delivered a couple of punches, couple of firepower, but it didn't work simply because Beerus is just in the next level. So this was a big moment in the Dragon Ball franchise, seeing the Prince of All Saiyan obtain Super Saiyan 3. And of course, Bulma did say that he has had this form for a very long time. Vegeta never disclosed this simply because he knew that this power level is not enough to go up against any threat, because he can see that Goku has been able to obtain Super Saiyan God, and that form is just ominous in its essence, So Vegeta knows that Super Saiyan 3 against Super Saiyan God, there is no match. So this was a big, even I was not livid, I was hyped when I saw the Prince of All Saiyan turn into Super Saiyan 3. During the event of Dragon Ball Daima, the camera was mostly focused on Goku and his eventual unveiling of Super Saiyan 4 to cap off the spin-off series. Luckily, the anime series gave Vegeta a moment that fans had been waiting to see for decades. In fighting against a keeper of the Demon Realm's Dragon Balls, the Saiyan Prince finally transforms into a Super Saiyan 3, noting that he had done some of screen training to achieve the form. While the Prince of All Saiyans overpowers Tamagami number 2, the riddle at the end to attain the Dragon Ball was almost much more difficult than the fight itself. So let's move on to number 5. This was a good win for Vegeta because during this battle, Toppo got the absolute best out of Vegeta. Toppo was whooping Vegeta's ass almost. Vegeta couldn't touch Toppo. Toppo was bullying Vegeta during this fight. And in that moment, due to the fact that Toppo was condescending Vegeta turned into an advanced version of Super Saiyan Blue and landed a devastating hit on Toppo. Of course, that wasn't the end-all be-all of their fight. The fight continued a little bit. Topo used Hakai to take out Vegeta, and Vegeta was he was just relentless. And Topo made fun of Vegeta's saying pride, and Vegeta told him, "What about my pride? What of it? So what? I have my pride. So what?" You know, it was a good conversation between Topo and Vegeta during this fight. Uh, Topo charged up his Hakai, and Vegeta told him, "I will give you a power. I will give you a power that Hakai cannot destroy." Now, this was a big thing because previously, before this, we have seen Beerus use Hakai to destroy Zamasu. Beerus used Hakai to disintegrate Zamasu, and after that, when one of the gods of destruction was meddling with Universe 7, trying to eliminate their powerhouse, trying to dwindle their numbers before the tournament of power, that god of destruction gave Frieza the power of Hakai. Of course, no, gave one of his henchmen the power of Hakai to use on one of Universe 7's warrior in order to demobilize Universe 7's powerhouse. So that god of destruction's henchman threw that power on Frieza and hit Frieza with it. Frieza handled it pretty surprisingly, but Frieza threw the power to Goku, and Goku barely handled the Hakai power. The Hakai power almost destroyed Goku. It took the mercy and the help of Whis, or I think Beerus, to negate the power of Hakai during that time. So at this point, we've already seen what Hakai can do. We know it's a dangerous power. You will be erased from existence. When you get erased, you don't go to the afterlife. You are just gone, gone, gone. You are done from the universe, from the cosmos, right? So it became a power struggle. Vegeta, his advanced Super Saiyan Blue versus Topo with his power with Hakai. And Topo was positioned to be the next god of destruction, which also gave that moment a big situation, simply because Topo was positioned to be the next god of destruction, which means he comes recommended. And here is Vegeta, who at that point we don't know if his power level can actually be able to defeat Topo. But as you have it, Vegeta used the same power he used during the Buu saga when he tried to set a nuclear explosion to destroy Fat Buu, but it didn't work and he destroyed Vegeta. So Vegeta did the same thing and it worked this time. He was successful simply because his body has gotten stronger. He is stronger now, unlike during the time he used that power against Fat Buu. He was able to use the enormous pressure of his power to push out Topo. Shout out to Vegeta, man. It was a big win. Even Piccolo was surprised when Vegeta was charging up this power. Piccolo was like, wait, is Vegeta about to use that power again in this moment? And then we got a glimpse of what Vegeta is trying to do. We got a glimpse of Vegeta telling Fat Buu, I will erase you from this earth. I will vaporize you during the Virgin Vegeta when he was Margin Vegeta. So big win for Vegeta, man. And as you can see, each and every time, and which is the reason why I appreciate the next transformation Vegeta is going to get, because he hones to his character, he hones to his personality, he hones into his persona, his pride, his ego, as he's saying, is what will elevate him to his next transformation, which is Ultra Ego, you know? So it is such a vigorating and will make a history once Vegeta transforms into his Ultra Ego. Now, this is a spoiler, but I'm sure all of you that are Dragon Ball fan knows by now that Vegeta is gonna get a new transformation in the future upcoming Dragon Ball's continuation called Ultra Ego. So I cannot wait to see that transformation. Toppo became a force of nature during the Tournament of Power, as the Universe 11 resident was always a powerhouse when he fought the likes of Goku and Frieza in the past. Once the Pride Trooper revealed that he was a god of destruction in training, he made menacement of Frieza and had a one-on-one fight against Vegeta, rather than losing in the same way as the alien Despot did. Despot did. The Saiyan Prince unleashed a new iteration of Super Saiyan Blue, utilizing his self-sacrifice move to put a nail in Toppo's coffin. Luckily for Vegeta, this time around, he didn't kill himself when unleashing his power in the same way he had against Majin Buu. With this being one of the last fights for Vegeta in the Dragon Ball Super television series, what a way to put a pin in the Z Fighters Tournament of Power run. Number 4. Pew Pew, Majin Buu Saga, Vegeta vs. Pew Pew. Now, this point in Dragon Ball Z, Buu Saga, this was during the time Babidi was messing with the Z Warriors. Pew Pew against Vegeta. Pew Pew couldn't handle Vegeta, so Deborah asked Babidi to put Pew Pew to give him a way to win, which means taking the fight to Pew Pew's planet, which has, I believe, 50 times gravity, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 50 times gravity power, to give Pew Pew the advantage. Of course, this was supposed to work if Vegeta doesn't know anything about gravity battle, you know? So when this happened, Pew Pew was happy that the fight is going to be in his favor, but Vegeta told him, you must be out of your mind. If this was at least 500 or 600 times gravity level, you may have a chance. But with this level of gravity, I don't even feel it. Like, Vegeta was badass, man. He was badass. And Pew Pew thought that Vegeta was bluffing. And Vegeta started skipping or jumping. You know that like Muhammad Ali jump, like, when he's getting ready to fight, or, boxers when they're ready, or UFC fighters when they're getting ready to fight. It was so awesome seeing Vegeta just make a mockery out of Pew Pew. And when Pew Pew saw that Vegeta wasn't bluffing, he was like, what the hell is going on? So it was a good win for Vegeta, because Vegeta fought Pew Pew in his base, and he mopped the floor. He mopped the floor with Pew Pew. Even I felt sorry for the guy, because Vegeta whooped him so bad. As you can see, his teeth are no longer together. His teeth has been separated from each other. He has gaps in his teeth. And Vegeta defeated Pew Pew by giving him the 5-finger blast. He did a chest opening therapy with Pew Pew. He blew him to smithereens. So this was a good win, because we kind of foresee, Vegeta, he's been training this whole time. His senses are just off the chart. He looked great. He's in great shape. His physique and his persona and his reaction, his expression was just badass. He took this fight seriously, but at the same time, he made a mockery of Pew Pew during this battle. So shout out to Vegeta, man. This was a good win. When Babidi unleashed his force to drain energy from the Z fighters to awaken Majin Buu, not even the Supreme Kai saw the Saiyan strength coming. While Goku showed his stuff while fighting against Khan, the Saiyan Prince completely trounced Pew Pew in a way that almost made you feel bad for the alien henchman. Pew Pew might hold the title for the most humiliating defeat in series history, believing that upping the gravity to 10 times. Okay, yeah, it was 10 times gravity. 10 times gravity would be enough to net him victory. With a few blows and an energy blast that atomized the Majin Buu enthusiasts, this made for a big cataract moment for Vegeta. Number 3, Goku, Saiyan Saga. Not everybody, not every Dragon Ball fan knows this. Some people still believes that Vegeta has never beaten Goku. You know, of course, if you've watched Dragon Ball Super Hero during their squabble, Vegeta did. Goku conceded during that practice, and as well, Vegeta also beat Goku during the Buu saga when he knocked Goku out. Of course, you can say that Vegeta tricked Goku in order to beat him. Well, nevertheless, a fight is a fight, you know. But people don't realize that Vegeta was fighting how many people? Goku, Gohan, Krillin, and Yajirobe during the Saiyan saga, right? In this moment, Vegeta has literally subdued Goku. He transformed into the Ozoro form and was just bullying Goku. He was crushing every muscle on Goku. Vegeta had Goku where he wanted him. Of course, Gohan had to interfere. Krillin had to interfere, and Yajirobe cut off his tail so that he will revert to his normal size. But Vegeta won the fight against Goku during this moment, because Goku has used Kaioken times 4, and he couldn't move his muscle, because the downside of Kaioken is after you're done using it, your muscle will be teared to shred, right? That's the downside of Kaioken. So in this point, at this moment, Goku just couldn't do anything but take an ass whooping, take a miserable torture from Vegeta. You can see Goku screaming his lungs out because, number one, his body is so much in pain. You can, like, just Yajirobe slapping Goku's arm when Goku was waiting for Vegeta to come back down after blowing him up into the sky. Just Yajirobe, who is not strong, tapping Goku's muscle, and Goku was screaming in pain. Talk less of Ozoro holding Goku and squeezing the life out of him. So this was a big win for Vegeta because he won his first encounter with Goku. This will be a controversial take, but Vegeta scored the win during his first fight with Son Goku. If he hadn't toyed with Goku, the Saiyan Prince would have quite possibly destroyed the Earth and killed the other Z fighters in rapid succession. You might think that Vegeta using his Ozoro transformation might be cheating, but how is it any more of a cheat than Goku's Kaioken and or his Spirit Bomb attack? Yeah, I think it was okay. Yeah. No, his Spirit Bomb came after Vegeta reverted to his normal size, and Goku gave the Spirit Bomb to Krillin and told him to use it against Vegeta. Yeah, okay, I remember. Um, if a fighter can utilize a transformation or technique, that should be fair game. Vegeta scores a definitive victory against Goku. And if Sun didn't have some serious backup, we can't imagine that this one-on-one fight would end any other way aside from the former villain winning it all. Now, number 2, Android 19, Android Saga. Now, this was an epic moment, and I would say one of the top 5 or top 6 epic moment in the Dragon Ball franchise. Vegeta turning into first Super Saiyan was terrifying because before the android came out, after Trunks has won them and they got a year to prepare for this, Vegeta has been training and nobody knew, right? When the android came out, Goku fought Android 19 and he did not remember that Trunks told him that you're gonna have a heart disease. Even when Goku was about to turn into Super Saiyan, you can tell that he's starting to breathe very heavily, and using Super Saiyan made the situation worse for Goku. And Android 19 sucked the life out of Goku. He was like a vampire. Android 19 with that gadget on his palm, sucking the life out of Goku. He drained Goku like a vampire drains his victim. And Goku was out of the fight. Vegeta gets into the battlefield. And in that moment, I was like, okay, Vegeta has been training. What will he be able to do? Because Goku is out of the match. Even if the Z Warriors cannot beat these android, Goku is still in danger because Dr. Gero has been wanting to take his revenge on Goku for a very long time, since the OG Dragon Ball. So ain't no way Dr. Gero will not seek out for Goku's destruction after he's done with the Z Warriors. And Vegeta gets into the battlefield and I'm like, alright, what will Vegeta do? Of course, he's a Saiyan. He's probably stronger than Piccolo, maybe a little stronger than Piccolo, but what will he do? And Vegeta said, does android like, I think before he said that, does an android like you experience fear or something? I think that was what he said before he went into his transformation. And when he transformed into this first Super Saiyan, y'all, it was an epic moment, ladies and gentlemen, because I was like, oh my goodness. Vegeta, because you guys know Vegeta was still kind of evil, even though he no longer wants to do the shit he was doing when he was in the Freezer's force. You can tell that he's done doing all that bullshit, but he's still kind of evil. He's still kind of a badass. When he transformed into Super Saiyan, and I'm like, okay, what if Vegeta turns against the Z Warriors? Nobody can stop him. Goku is out of commission. Goku is not gonna revive from this anytime soon. We know that Goku got a pill from Future Trunks to get better, but Goku is out. If Vegeta decides to turn against the Z Warriors, nobody can touch him. Of course, you can say Piccolo can always go to Kame and fuse with Kame. Of course you can say that, but that's if Vegeta allows him to leave. Because if Vegeta had turned against the Z Warriors, Piccolo would be the first to go, because Vegeta knows that Piccolo is going to be a hindrance. Piccolo is going to be involved. Piccolo is going to get in the way. So if he had turned against the Z Warriors, Piccolo will be the first he will fight. But anyways, Vegeta turns into the first Super Saiyan, and that transformation was hard. It was hard. I remember Krillin and Gohan saying, "Wait a minute! I thought you have to be a pure-hearted Saiyan. How in the blue moon did Vegeta obtain Super Saiyan form? I thought you have to be a pure heart." And Vegeta went on to explain. My method was simply just different. I am not Kakarot. My method of obtaining this form is simply different. And then we saw what happened. Vegeta going out somewhere in an unknown planet to train, and his process of obtaining the Super Saiyan form. And yeah, it was a big moment, and Vegeta in this very moment fighting Android 19, whooping his ass, and Android 19 manages to grab hold of Vegeta. Vegeta was just with a smile on his face, with confidence oozing out of him. And Vegeta told Android 19, "Let's see how much strong you are. Let's see how much you're willing to hold on." And Vegeta, of course, Android 19 was draining Vegeta's power in this moment. And Vegeta decides to test Android 19's will to drain power. And due to the power struggle, Vegeta was superior to Android 19, of course, turned up his ability and ripped Android 19 arms off. That was literally fatality, man. When I saw that the first time, I'm like, yo, this is fatality. Vegeta just gave Android 19 a fatality. Ripped his two arms off. And you can see the terror on Android 19's face. Android 19 was so terrified that he decided to run. And of course, Vegeta doesn't take any, at that point, he is still a badass and could go, like, at that point, you don't know what Vegeta would do next, because at that point, we know that Goku is the strongest warrior in that moment. And now Goku is out of commission and can't even defend himself should Vegeta decide to whoop his ass. And when Android 19 started running, Vegeta doesn't show any mercy. And Vegeta channeled and charged his power. I think that was his final flash or whatever, or big bang attack or whatever. And he obliterated Android 19. And you can hear Dr. Gero saying, "Stop it, enough." And Vegeta says, "Shut the hell up, shut your ass up. You're only saying that because you're losing." And he literally blew Android 19 to smithereens. I remember Krillin saying, at least, hopefully Vegeta is on our side. And of course, the aftermath after the destruction of Android 19, Vegeta taunted Dr. Gero to attack him. Due to the fact that Vegeta is very smart when it comes to battle tactic, Dr. Gero didn't budge. Dr. Gero did not call Vegeta bluff. Dr. Gero decided to run away. So this is a big moment. Not only the fact that Vegeta turned into Super Saiyan, and it was just badass when he transformed. Not only that Vegeta was able to take hold of the battlefield and destroy Android 19, and of course, Vegeta also showcased, if everybody has forgot, he also showcased his mental capacity in the battlefield. Even though his energy was significantly drained by Android 19. Even though after the destruction of Android 19, Vegeta was depowered big time. Android 19 sucked a good portion of his power, yet Vegeta, using his brain to force Dr. Gero to retreat. Had Dr. Gero decided to call Vegeta bluff in that moment, and attacked Vegeta, he would have won, right? But Vegeta was just badass. He was just too damn good and forced Dr. Gero to retreat. So this was a big win. Vegeta's fight against Android 19 is arguably the most cathartic victory the Saiyan Prince had in Dragon Ball Z history, arriving on the scene immediately after Goku loses and revealing that he attained the Super Saiyan transformation. The energy absorbing android went from on top of the world to immediately quirking in fear, with Vegeta basking in the glow of his own aura and his coming victory, unveiling his Big Bang. Oh yeah, the Big Bang attack. Now I'm telling you guys, before I show you guys these things, I haven't read these articles. I just see the title and I decided to talk about it. So I was right. Big Bang attack. Android 19 is completely eradicated and gives shonen fans what is arguably Vegeta's biggest win, if not for one. Alright, this was a big moment. And then number one. Number one, Babidi and Majin Buu saga. Now, this point was when Babidi was forcing his way into Vegeta's mind, every fiber of his muscle, every fiber of his brain cells, and was pushing Vegeta to kill Supreme Kai because Babidi understood very well that the greatest threat that he has, okay, is Supreme Kai. Of course, he didn't know that the Saiyans are actually the greatest threats that he has, but based on the fact that Babidi has bigotry, bad blood history with Supreme Kai, because we remember when Majin Buu was created and Babidi took over Majin Buu's mind or whatever and was controlling him, and Babidi went after the Kais, and Majin Buu was decimated the Kais at the time, and Supreme Kai nearly escaped from Majin Buu, and Babidi knows that Supreme Kai knows so much and will probably discover a way to stop the resurrection of Majin Buu. So Babidi knows that Supreme Kai is his greatest threat and wanted Vegeta to eradicate Supreme Kai. And of course, as we have it, Vegeta doesn't want to do anything. Vegeta has no beef with Supreme Kai. He has beef with Goku. Babidi proceeded to torturing Vegeta to force him to do what he wants. And Vegeta couldn't take it anymore, and he said, "You can try to control my body. You can try to infiltrate my mind. You can try everything that you want in your arsenal, but there is always one thing that is Saiyan keeps. His pride." And Vegeta turned up his power, and you can see like how the intensity of his power, like mind you, Vegeta has been training since Cell Saga. After Goku died, I know Vegeta said, "Kakarot has beaten me in every step of the way, not just by his decisions, not just by him being a hero, but through his son and all of that shit." And he said that he's never going to train again. But he continued training. When he saw that that Gohan is no longer training, he saw that Gohan now is focusing into his studies. So Vegeta continued training. And knowing the fact that Goku called and said that he will be participating in the tournament once again, Vegeta took it upon himself to train even harder. because Vegeta knows fully well that wherever Goku is, he is training, that Kakarot never stops training. And also Vegeta understanding that since Kakarot is gone, Gohan is no longer training the way he used to train. Gohan's power level has diminished. His sense of power, sense of training has diminished. He took it upon himself to be the next protector of Earth. Of course, there's Piccolo, but Vegeta ain't taking any chances because now he has family to protect and all that shit. Right? So Vegeta, like when he was so mad at Babidi, he turned up his power. You can feel the intensity of his power. And even Goku called it out. When Goku agreed to fight Vegeta, when Babidi transformed the room to take them to the battlefield and Vegeta turned into Super Saiyan 2, Goku called it out. He said, wow, what a power level. And this is what you get when you've been training non-stop. Goku acknowledged Vegeta's powers, how intense he was. So this was a big moment. This was a big win because it showcased once again Vegeta's pride, Vegeta's persona, Vegeta's sense of self, right? Vegeta always maintained this character every time. Vegeta never lost, like, when you say, you break kayfabe, like, in wrestling, when, let's say R-Truth, who is very funny, and R-Truth made a lot of wrestlers break their character. He made them laugh on live television, even though he doesn't want to, even though they don't want to. So, like, Undertaker is one of the most superstars, WWE stars, that always maintain this character, if I'm not mistaken. So Vegeta never broke character. I don't remember a time Vegeta broke character. I don't know. If I forgot, please let me know. If Vegeta ever broke character at one point, please let me know. But Vegeta always stayed in character. And you can see from the beginning, since we have gotten the blessing to get to know Vegeta, you can see how all of this builds up to his transformation, the future upcoming transformation when he gets this ultra ego. It is such a how do you say, personification of Vegeta's character, ultra ego, which makes so much sense of his character. His same pride never wavered each and every time. He always maintained his same pride. He always maintained his ego, even if it is to his own detriment. Even though Vegeta's ego has gotten him in serious trouble many times. Because remember, Vegeta allowed Second Cell to complete his transition. Vegeta also got himself in trouble with Android 18, decided to fight Android 18 even though his son, Future Trunks, told him, do not engage the androids. They are dangerous. I've seen the destruction that they have caused during my time. I have seen the destruction and the destitute they have put everyone on Earth in my time. Do not engage the androids. Vegeta, of course, his pride couldn't let him. He proceeded to seek out the androids and he got his ass, his behind, handed to him significantly. I mean, Android 18 broke his arm, like literally, and forced Vegeta to power down to go back to his first base. And from time to time, Vegeta's pride has gotten him in trouble, but his pride has also defined his character as a badass character. His pride has gotten him in trouble. His ego has gotten him in trouble. but at the same time, it is his pride and his ego that made us respect him. All right. So this was a big win for Vegeta because knowing what we know now, Vegeta will be getting a new transformation, Ultra Ego. This is a win for Vegeta because he maintained his character no matter what. He didn't waver. Even Babidi was surprised. How the hell? How in a blue moon is the controllee telling the controller what to do? How in the blue moon? This is Babidi said this is the very first time this has happened. And you all know Babidi has lived for a very long time and he has controlled a lot of people using his power. Deborah, Bob, Pew Pew, and other warriors that he has on his pay grade or whatever, on his pay policy or whatever you want to call it. So this is the first time, and Supreme Kai emphasized how strong, how formidable Babidi is. Babidi is not strong like in terms of physical strength, but his prowess, his willpower, his sorceriness is just too damn good to ignore. So to see that Vegeta was the only one who combated Babidi's sorcery ability proves once again why he is the Prince of all Saiyan, right? While Vegeta wasn't able to put the nail in Majin Buu's coffin, his victory against Babidi's magic and the pink powerhouse represented the same prince's biggest victory. Not only did it prove Vegeta's mettle, but it was also a major victory that he won against his inner demons, putting aside his hatred of Goku and his past as a destroyer. His speech focusing on his pride, he's roundly thought of as one of the best moments focusing on Vegeta in history. And it's well earned. So you can also see this very point as when Vegeta blew himself up, or when he was about to blow himself up, you know, even though he had his ego and his pride, he also understood the situation the situation he found himself. He knows that he's about to die, that Fat Boo will kill him, but he will sacrifice himself and make sure that he stops Fat Boo right here, right now, in this very moment, right? You can also see this point and this moment as when Vegeta was about to blow himself up during the Buu saga, which was also a big moment for Vegeta. So this scene right here can be classified as when Vegeta refused to allow Babidi to do as he pleased with his body. Of course, you guys know Vegeta allowed Babidi to infiltrate his body because he needed that type of power to allow him to do whatever is necessary to get Goku to fight him. He needed that power to relinquish his humanity side, or his how do you say it? Because he's not a human, so how do you put it? His sanity or Saiyanity side, you know? His Saiyanity side to get himself to force Goku to fight him. Vegeta started killing people in the tournament. He started blowing holes in the tournament, to get Goku to fight him. So this was a big win for Vegeta. And that's my take on today's podcast. And be sure to let me know what you think about these moments. And if you have any honorable mention on Vegeta's big win, free to let me know. I can think of one actually. Honorable mention will be when Vegeta participated during the time Kid Buu was fighting Goku, and Goku has lost almost all his energy. When Goku hit Kid Buu with the Spirit Bomb, and Goku did not have the energy, okay? Goku didn't have the energy to um, push the Spirit Bomb further. Vegeta participated. To my surprise, he participated to force the force people of Earth to raise their hands so that they can give Goku energy for the Spirit Bomb. Because I remember, if we all remember, when Goku was gathering the Spirit Bomb, Vegeta was taking an ass whooping. Vegeta was taking an ass whooping. I would say that's a win for Vegeta because without Vegeta distracting Kid Buu, I don't think that Spirit Bomb will be possible, right? Vegeta taking an ass whooping. And I also remember when Goku wanted to charge up his Super Saiyan 3, due to the fact that Goku's power was dwindling with Super Saiyan 3 because he's not used to it. When he was in the afterlife, using Super Saiyan 3 was fine. He could use it for a longer period of time. But after he was wished back to life, he could not maintain the power of Super Saiyan 3. Thus, Vegeta stepping in to give Goku just 3 minutes to charge up his Super Saiyan 3 form. And Vegeta also took another ass whooping during that time. Another honorable moment that I can remember was, of course, Vegeta killing Zarbon. I think it was mentioned here. Let me see. Well, I think that's part of Frieza's force, I guess. So that's part of Frieza's force. Um, Another win for Vegeta was he was the first to touch Beerus. He was the first to lay his hands on Beerus because Goku couldn't lay hands on Beerus when Beerus first fought him. Even though Goku was in his Super Saiyan form, he failed miserably. But Vegeta was the first to hit Beerus, so that's a win. I can think of other ones if I keep talking, but I think I will digress. I will digress from. So let me go to the chat to see what's up. What's good, Swag? Thanks for coming to the chat. I've been all right, man. I've been just fine. Last week I didn't put out any episode or any. I didn't do any. I didn't record anything until Sunday. Even on Sunday, I was still partially sick on Sunday last week, and I normally record um Anki Togen Anki on Friday and Lord of the Mystery on Saturday. But due to the fact that I wasn't feeling well, my sickness was just bad, man. The thing was mutating. I thought I was in a Resident Evil game. The shit was mutating. It started with stomach flu, and then it advanced to fever, heavy fever, and then it advanced to runny nose, to flu. And then he was about to advance into heavy cough, but I'm like, hell no. Hell no, I'm letting these I can't have these four things all at the same time. That will give me a PTSD, man. Imagine having a stomach flu, which means you don't want to eat anything because whatever is in your stomach, the gas, the toxic gas in your stomach is just bothering the fuck out of you. And then you're hit with fever on top of that, which means your whole muscle, your bone is hurting, you're cold, even though, AC isn't, there's an AC in the house, but I feel so cold, or I felt so cold. You're hit with fever, which also means that you can't enjoy your meals and you're going to be shivering every now and then and you can't do shit. And on top of that, you have flu, runny nose, which means you're sneezing your nose out. And then you have a dry, like, oh my goodness. I'm like, hell no, I'm not gonna allow dry cough to come through. So what I did was I started drinking Benylin because when my stomach flu happened, it started on Friday night. And I thought it was nothing. I thought it was gonna go away, but it didn't. So I ate ginger, right? I cut up ginger and I started chewing it. And it was actually helping. It went straight into my stomach and started to suck up those toxic gas, right? And the next thing, within an hour or two, it mutated into fever. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Now I'm suffering from stomach flu and fever. And I kept eating ginger because ginger is a very helpful substance, a natural herb or a natural medication or a natural remedy, mostly for stomach flu, runny nose, fever, and all of that stuff. So it was a good remedy. But as it was killing one thing, the virus was mutated into something else. I had a fever, and then before I know what is going on, I'm sneezing. I have runny nose, right? Runny nose. And then he almost advanced into dry, heavy cough. I'm like, hell no. So I drank a lot of Benylin. I continued to chew ginger, and he helped to stop it from advancing into heavy, dry cough. So I thank goodness for that. So from Saturday all the way, like I'm telling you, this was a fucked up. Like I've never had fever, and I've never been in that situation where you're dealing with almost five situations all at the same time, right? Normally, I would get a fever and a runny nose, and that would be it. Or I would get some type of cold sore or whatever, and that would be it. But to have five things almost happening to you all at the same time, that was fucked up, man. Upload any anime episodes. You can find some type of content to give your subscribers a good time. Like what do you mean? Like what are you referring to? Because you guys know right now I cannot do a reaction video for now until next month. I think next month I should be good because of the copyright situation. I'm only doing live stream and podcast right now, so I can't upload any anime reactions. And on top of that, I think I'm going to use this opportunity to see how I can add volume during my reactions. I'm not sure if you guys know how I can do that. Please let me know, guys, if you have any ideas on what to do and how I can do reaction with volume, because I see all these other YouTubers they have volume in their reactions and they don't get copyrighted. I don't know how they do that shit, man. I don't know how they do it. So if you have any idea, please help your boy out and let me know how to do it. I don't even know what it was, man. I didn't go to the doctors. I didn't go to a doctor to figure out what is going on, but it was pretty bad. It was just terrible. It was very terrible. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, right now I can only do podcasts and live stream. I am having a good time actually. I'm having a very good time reliving good moments from Dragon Ball and all these things. So, I'm not sure what my next podcast is going to be on. Of course, there are new animes that are going on. I'm watching Togen Anki right now on Rumble. I'm also watching Lord of the Mystery on Rumble. Um, I need to get back on One Piece live action. I really miss, you know what I miss? I miss One Piece anime reaction. I really, really miss it. And I cannot wait to get back into it at some point. Yeah, sure, go ahead, man. I think I can afford to take on a request at this point. I can afford to take on a request. Yeah, and I heard that One Piece live action season 2 will be, I think they released the trailer. I don't want to watch it yet because I don't want to be I don't want to be spoiled because I'm still reacting to season 1, which I haven't finished yet, which I haven't reacted to in the last 2 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So I need to get back into that, man. Okay, you sent me something. Okay, we got something here, guys. Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Life. Dragon Ball Z Light of Hope plot. Let's check this out.
It begins with Goku. His death changes everything. 6 months later, they awaken, a pair of heartless monsters with no regard for life. These androids slaughter millions.
Oh, this was 10
Only
years
about
ago.
10,000 people survive. My mother forms an underground resistance to fight back, along with my mentor Gohan and myself. Together, we always find a way.
Android 17 and 18.
Please. I'll do anything you want.
I love this part.
I have money.
I'm immortal. What good would your money do me?
We received a distress call about the androids sighted near Peppertown. Repeat, the androids have been sighted near Peppertown. We need you to investigate.
Are you ready, Trunks?
Yes.
All right, you vermin! Who's next? How about you? Huh?
This is stupid. Would you just kill them already?
We spent all that time rounding them up. If I kill them all at once, where's the fun in that?
Let's make them run away. That would be more interesting.
I like that. Good idea, 18. All right, you vermin! Go on! Run along. That's far enough. Get out of here. Now!
They should have done that punch a little better. They should have showed like
that supposed to hurt?
the face of Android 17 when Gohan made the impact of that punch.
We need to buy more time. You attack 18.
Not bad. Not bad.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, there's more. How long is this damn thing? 13 minutes and 14 seconds. Okay.
Oh, that takes me back. Father, how did you do this for so long? 13 years fighting these demons. Can I endure?
This is Future Trunks' universe. Future Trunks timeline.
Quantum gravity thing for life
That must be Bulma. Oh, this was when she was
Hey Mom, what are you working on?
working with a time
Just a
machine.
side project.
How's it coming along?
If I bit.
I hope it goes well. I have to go train with Gohan, alright? Bye.
Hope so too.
Hey, Gohan, my father. Can you tell me more about him? What was he like?
Proud
Of what?
of himself. But I think there was more to it than that.
That's the same thing Mom says, and it still doesn't make sense. How can pride like that be a good thing?
Well,
Maybe someday you'll understand. But for now, let's concentrate, okay?
Dragon Ball Z, Light of Hope.
I know how you feel, but we are making a difference out there.
I need more power.
You cannot gain without first suffering the pain of loss.
Don't you think I've lost enough already? My friends, my family, everything. What more is there? Ah! You know what? This is done. Nothing matters in this world but power. Is it obvious by now? Oh, I'm sick of this.
Father like son. Maybe I should have been more strict with him like you were with me, huh, Mr. Piccolo? What's it gonna take to tap into his potential?
Well, even though it was a low-budget film, but you know, I do understand, and I know the context of this plot, movie, or little scene, because you guys know during the time Future Trunks, we never really got to see, if we saw a glimpse of scenes during Future Trunks' time. Of course, they demonstrated Android 17 and 18 terrorizing the town, killing people, and all of that stuff, but it was never diversified. Like, we never saw other than the main thing they wanted us to see. So this little, especially the last part, where Gohan is training future Trunks, you know, the fact for him to make that, for him to say what he said, like father, like son, I wish I was able to be as strict as you were with me, Piccolo. You know, you guys remember when Piccolo trained Gohan the first time, it was nightmare. I think Gohan got PTSD after that training, because Piccolo literally left this guy by himself for like, I don't know how long he left him alone, for a month or something, to survive by himself. And I think Gohan was like, what, 5 years old or something? Or 4 years old at that point? This boy literally had to survive by himself in the wilderness. And when Piccolo finally came back to train him, Piccolo whooped Gohan's ass like there's no... Piccolo bullied him like so much that when they met up with Krillin, Gohan had a bandage wrapped around his head. You could tell that that boy has suffered a lot of concussions over time. And when Krillin asked Gohan, so how was it training with Piccolo? How was it being with Piccolo all these time? Gohan literally said, well, he's not that bad. He's pretty good. Like, and he literally forgot how much ass whooping he got from Piccolo. But yeah, you know, I mean, you know, for the story, for what they're trying to convey to us in this little movie, I can understand. And they maintained Future Trunks' purple hair, because I know the main timeline Trunks has like what, blue hair? No, wait a minute. During the Dragon Ball Z, Future Trunks' hair was purple, but when he came back on Dragon Ball Super, they changed it to blue, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, the story they're trying to convey, it's very understandable. Of course, I cannot say that doing a Dragon Ball live action, um, real live action, real people, um, movie, I don't think it's going to be successful. Because if you guys remember Dragon Ball Evolution, that movie literally sucked ass. Now, I will say this. If they want to make Dragon Ball live action, I think the best chance they have doing that will be using CGI characters, like real life and a little bit of CGI live characters to do it. Because if they do it using real people, I think it's going to be an issue. That's what I think. It's going to be an issue. It will be an issue for sure. Yeah, we never saw Trunk never faced Majin Buu. Trunks never faced, neither the current Trunks nor the future Trunks ever faced any version of Majin Buu. You know? They never faced any version of Majin Buu. And yeah, I mean, the best chance they will have doing Dragon Ball live action is by using 3D or CGI 3D characters, 3D world, 3D effects, because using a real life effects or using 3D or CGI power level or power effects with real people, I don't know much about that, man. I don't know, man. That Dragon Ball is very delicate. You can't really mess much with it using real life people. And I can understand if they stay away from Frieza, Majin Buu, which eventually they will have to tell a story about that. That's where it's gonna be messed up. Because using real life people to tell future Trunks storyline up until a certain point, it will be okay. Up until Cell shows up, how are you going to do Cell costume in real life? Like it's very delicate designing the aliens or making the costume for the aliens. It's very, very delicate. And let's not forget, the aliens, if a real life person wears, like, let's say, Cell costume and makeup, remember this is martial arts. Remember, they still have to move. Remember, they still have to showcase their martial art ability and intensive martial arts physique, right? With that amount of costume and makeup, it's gonna be a problem. It's really gonna be a problem. And as well, Frieza, to have a Frieza's costume and have the character move as quick as possible, have their physique and just their martial art fight scene, to do a good job with the fight scenes, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem, because the person, whoever this will be, will have to drag Frieza's tail and be able to move in a swift way that will not look awkward or messed up. Same as Cell, same as Majin Buu with the makeup and everything. It's gonna be like, it's just a delicate situations with Dragon Ball that I don't think that it will be a good idea. I think My Hero Academia might be good. I think My Hero Academia is almost the same as I think Yo Yo Hakusho came up with a live action, which I haven't seen. I watched the preview of it, like the trailer or whatever. Yeah, and I haven't seen Yo Yo Hakusho ever. So I didn't watch the live action. I think it would do all right. I think live action My Hero Academia would do a bit better than Dragon Ball. It would do a bit better. It would do a little better than Dragon Ball live action. Okay, send it to me if you have another request. I think I'm good for one more request, and I will turn it in for the night. Legend, a Dragon Ball Tale, full film 2022, the new Challenger Productions. Okay. Planet Vegeta, Hydra Galaxy.
My son, stay strong. Your crown is here, and your kingdom awaits your return.
Why do I feel like I'm gonna like this? Why do I feel like why am I having a good feeling about this? I don't know. Wait, is that Goku and Chi-Chi?
Just how stupid
The animation gives you that Samurai Champloo vibe
If you don't mind,
and Cowboy Bebop
I
vibe. The first one, the anime
Did you forget
one.
the promise you made me as well? You promised to marry me, Goku!
Well, his life's over.
Is that all you can say for yourself?
Wait, that green energy, that's Broly. That's Broly's signature color. Ooh. The golden bracelets. The golden shoes. Oh man, that's Broly, man. Wait, who's in the space pod? Broly's about to kill Goku. Oh, Goku's power is depleted. Who is in the space pod? Over 9,000! Shit. Oh, okay. Oh, legend. You see that? It said legend.
The green light. The gold you fashion.
Is that Vegeta?
It's not every day that a king.
Yeah, it must be Vegeta because it says over 9,000, right? That's homage to Vegeta. It's over 9,000! He's morphing. Oh! Yo, look at Kami. He's like, what the hell is going on here? Oh boy. Oh boy.
All my life I've trained for this one moment. For the pride of the Saiyans! For my family. And yes,
It's literally,
even
you see,
you,
Bulma cut his,
Saiyan legend, hear me! Today a god falls. Bones to dust. Ashes to the wind!
Yo! That's Super Saiyan. Oh man. Okay. Yo, I like this style of animation for some reason, man. It gives you that samurai shampoo. He keeps going. He keeps going. Yo, Vegeta is taking Broly to school right now, man. Broly grabs him. Man, look at Broly's size, man. This is such an intimidating size, yo. Vegeta is not done yet. It's not for Chi-Chi. Oh. He's lucky to be alive. Oh, Goku is about to enter the battlefield. Well, they should have left Vegeta do his thing. They should have left. Are we getting Dragon Ball Z vibe right now? Frieza killing Krillin? Goku is mad. He's transforming. What for the savior from heaven? Why does it have Fire Force vibe to it? Kakarot. Why did that have Fire Force vibe? Oh man. Goku is upset, man.
Now, Kakarot!
The teamwork between Goku and Vegeta once again. Is that dragon? It turned into a dragon fist. Whee!
I remember. It's Chi-Chi, right? Kakarot, stop calling me that. That name is your birthright. For you, just like I, are the legacy of a proud race of golden warriors. We are the keepers of the primal light. Your light is out of control and must be refined to be useful. Your days under the sun are numbered, Kakarot. So marry that woman while you still have the chance.
Wow.
And come with me. We have to prepare.
We have to prepare.
For what? War.
Sorry! Man, I dig this, man. Holy shit! I dig this, man. I dig it. Wait, I think there's more. There's more, yo. The animation also has Samurai Jack vibe to it. It looks like Broly has picked his next victim, yo. Broly has picked his next victim. It seems like he stopped saying Kakarot and then went and picked his next victim. His next victim will be Vegeta. He's done with Goku. I think there's a little bit more. I think there's a little video here.
Tale. There's a lot I'd like to say, but I'll save. Hi, I'm Nasser Pasha, and I'm the creator of Legend of Dragon Ball Tale. There's a lot I'd like to say, but I'll save most of it for another time. First, I'd like to say thank you to each of you for taking the time to watch this film. Your attention is greatly appreciated. As well, I'd like to give a huge and sincere thank you to my entire team who helped me bring this film to life. Their work is supremely skillful. I've gone ahead and dropped links to their socials in the YouTube description of this video, so please do take the time and check out all their work and share it with your friends. And lastly, it goes without saying, but animation takes a lot of time and energy and focus and stamina and budget and time. We had all that stuff except the budget. My entire team did this out of the sheer enthusiasm for Dragon Ball Z and the project itself. If this film was something that you really loved and you're excited to see more of my other work and animations, please consider contributing to my Patreon.
Oh, it looks like he's also working on Avatar, The Last Airbender, because I just saw Kitara. And the thing I can notice is he made this animation based on his image, based on his own idea. You can see that the characters kind of looks like him, like the way his hair is, like, man, the animation. I kind of like this style of animation on Dragon Ball. And of course, Toei Animations are never gonna adapt this type of animation, but I dig it. It gives you that old school retro vibe. If you guys remember Samurai Champloo, if you guys remember Cowboy Bebop, if I'm not mistaken, if you guys remember what's that other anime? The boxing anime. Not Hajime no Ippo, but the other one. I forgot what it's called. If you remember Samurai Jack, it kind of gives you Samurai Jack animation vibe as well in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, I mean, you know, he did a very good job here. Like the drawing, just the details of the character. I think if let's say if this happened in a different timeline, imagine, you know what I would say right now? I would have preferred this than Dragon Ball Daima. Now, I'm not saying that Dragon Ball Daima is such a bad thing because it happened in a different timeline. We got to see Super Saiyan 4. We got to see Vegeta Super Saiyan 3. Or he called it Ultra Super Saiyan or whatever. Yet, I would prefer adapting to this storyline, like have this storyline happen in a different timeline where Goku and Chi-Chi are about to get married or whatever. Chi-Chi's talking to him, you know, for him to get married or whatever, and here comes Broly out of nowhere gunning for Kakarot. Of course, we know the story behind Goku and Broly. And then Vegeta comes to planet Earth for the very first time, right? Vegeta lands on planet Earth the very first time and gauges Goku's powers, gauges Broly's powers. Of course, over 9,000 thing that, you know, they paid homage to original Dragon Ball Z. And then Vegeta having to fight Broly. teaming up with Goku, and after they got rid of Broly here, sent him to another planet or whatever, and then Vegeta proceeded to tell Goku, you must marry this girl and prepare. We must get ready for war. Like, that is such a badass moment right there. Like, we must prepare for war. Now, I would not mind if they adopted this type of animation in some way, shape, or form, or give us this type of storyline, but I don't think it's necessary. But the guy that did this animation, kudos to him. He did a very good job with the little that he did here. I'm not sure if this story continues somewhere. Let me see. Yeah, I think he continued a little bit with his animation work. Making of Legend, a Dragon Ball tale. Okay. Yeah, these other videos are just his preparation on making this animation. But hey, man, thumbs up, man. I dig the animation, the style. It gives you that retro, old school. It's such a special style of animation that I have not seen in quite a bit. Yeah, I remember the anime that I was talking about, Mugaleo Box. If you guys remember Mugaleo Box, this type of anime reminds me of Mugaleo Box. They have the same type of animation and drawing. Yeah, man. Awesome. Oh, there's no part 2. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, Swag. Although you came out, or you came on very late. I wish I had more time to stream more or to do more for you guys, but if you guys have any other thing, or if you guys want me to touch base on other informations on Dragon Ball or any other anime that I've watched, let me know on the next upcoming live stream. You can send me emails, because I do understand while I'm live streaming, YouTube doesn't allow you guys to post links. So my email, you can always send me information through email, and I will definitely get to it. Send me email if you have any information or any video that you would like me to look at, as long as there's no copyright, by the way. One Piece live action, like I said, I'm doing it on Rumble for now. I need to do episode 3. I was gonna do it last week, but I was sick, so I couldn't get to it. Yeah, I was sick last week, and I couldn't continue where I left off on Dragon Ball live action anime. I need to get back to that. I need to get back to it. And I cannot wait when I fully come back to YouTube, because all I'm doing now is podcast, live streaming, and all of that stuff. I would like to do more. Now, like I said before, if you guys have any idea on how to do anime reaction, to have volume in the reaction, please let me know. If you guys have a way I can do a reaction with volume, please let me know. Thank you, Swag. If you guys have any way that I can do my reaction with no volume, if you have any tips that you can give your boy, please let me know, because I will love to do anime reactions with volume, so long as I don't get copyrighted, Because I've seen a couple of YouTubers that are doing it, like they play it for like 10 seconds or less, and then the video goes away, and you have them doing their commentary and all of this stuff. and then the screen comes right back for like 10 to 15 seconds, and then it goes away, and then they talk a little bit. I don't know how they do that shit. Redirect. What do you mean by redirect? Swag, what do you mean by redirection? Like, you mean, I mean, how, I don't know how they do it. Like, I don't know if they time themselves watching the anime and they time themselves when the anime starts so that it will sync with their review or when they're doing commentary. Because I don't know how they do it. Like, they will watch it for 15 minutes and then they will talk for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, and then the anime will come right back to another scene. And I don't know, man. I have to really look into it. If I don't really know what you mean by redirects. If you know, please let me know what you mean by redirect. I'm open for almost anything at this point. I am open for almost anything at this point. If y'all have any idea, let me know, because I'm up for options right now. I'm up for suggestions. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, so that's what you mean by redirection. You post a 30 seconds of the video to announce to click the link below to Google Drive to watch the full reaction. But the thing about that is Google Drive is going to run out at some point, because I do understand that you have a good amount of space. But if you keep doing and based on the amount of episodes that I watch, the amount of anime that I do, that space will run out, which will force me to pay for it at some point. And how, I don't know, how does it build up the channel? Like, you know what I mean? How does that build up the channel for long future longevity? Because I can understand doing a reaction video and forwarding it and redirecting people to go watch it. But then again, doing the video on YouTube itself, it's only 30 seconds. How much can they get out of 30 seconds in terms of me getting revenue out of it and building momentum of it? You know? I don't know. Yeah, Rumble is another method. Yeah, you're right. Do the full reaction, send it on Rumble, post 30 seconds of the anime, tell people to go watch it on Rumble. That could work. That could work, but the thing about that is, how would that help with YouTube revenue? Because what will happen is I will start sending people to Rumble to watch my Rumble stuff. It will be a good way to build Rumble fans, of course, but you know, I don't know. I don't know how these guys do it on YouTube. I have to do my own research. I just don't have time, but I will try and do research about this to see how they do it. And as you can see, the era when I started YouTubing and doing reactions, most of the guys that were doing reactions 8 years ago or 6, 7 years ago, I'm starting to see new people, new era of reactors for anime reactions, and their method is I don't know how they do that. Like I said, if you guys have any idea, please write me an email and let me know. If you can make a video, you don't have to show yourself in the video. Just make a video and show me step by step on how to do it. You can record yourself. If you don't want to show yourself in the video, that's fine. But if you can make a video, guys, and show me how to do it so that I can be able to adapt to that style of reaction, I would not mind. You know, I wouldn't mind. So, yeah, on that note, guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you, Swag, for coming in. Feel free to check me out on Rumble for anime reactions. And I will definitely see you guys in the next video. Stay safe out there and take care. Oh, I see what you mean. They are not immune to copyright. They also get copyrighted. It's just that they have connections with YouTube, with other YouTubers to beat the copyright appeal. I see what you mean. I see what you mean, man. I guess in a way, the only thing to do is just talk about it. Talk about the anime. Do reviews and shit so that you don't get copyrighted. Because even me, I don't have the volume, but I get copyright, which is so absurd. You know, it's so absurd how they target somebody like me who don't have the volume, who I do all these work to make sure that there's no volume, just pure commentary, and they still have issues with it. I don't know, man. It's just messed up, man. It's just messed up. Anyways, man, take care, guys.